I think I found my next Omega. I've covered a lot of Omegas on the channel, and there's always that initial high, that excitement on the first day when you get hands on with the new watch, that everything looks fun and exciting. But after a while, after a couple of days, you kind of move on. I don't think I'm going to move on from this. This is something that is so me. Omega does have a lot of options to choose from, but if you want a reliable, highly versatile watch from the brand that does everything, you really just have two contenders. You have the Aqua Terra and you have the Railmaster. The Railmaster has never been as big or as varied as the Aqua Terra line and has been discontinued and brought back a number of times in recent years. I don't think it's because the Railmaster is not a big seller for Omega. I think it's more to do with the fact that the Aqua Terra is placed as a more commercial offering, whereas the Railmaster is a bit more niche. But what really separates these two model families? What kind of collector does an Aqua Terra and the Railmaster appeal to? To me, the heritage of the Railmaster feels stronger than that of the Aqua Terras. With the Aqua Terra, you're getting a near perfect everyday watch, and I absolutely love the new turquoise dial. But with the Railmaster, you're getting a more storied watch with a historically built for purpose approach. Now, today, both of these model families share a lot of the technical features and certain design cues, but they've always been two very distinct collections. The Aqua Terra is fairly recent, released just in 2003. It leaned more heavily on the elegant luxury sports watch side, with a minimalist style layout and mirror polish touches on the case and bracelet. This is also why we see so many different sizes, dial variations, and designs catered to both male and female collectors. It's the perfect go anywhere do anything watch. It has a flair of luxury, but with capable specs that are more than sufficient for daily use. The Railmaster's beginnings date all the way back to 1957, when it was released as part of a trio of watches alongside the Seamaster for divers and the Speedmaster for racetracks. And like those two other watches, the Railmaster was also a tool watch, but this time designed for railway professionals like engineers and scientists, with the standout feature being 1000 Gauss of anti-magnetism. This is still back in the day when the standard anti-magnetic watch just had 60 Gauss, so the Railmaster was nothing short of revolutionary. Now, when you look at the Railmaster from this lens, the design starts to make sense. The details tell a story. The brushed finishing on the case, the lack of polished markers that would scream luxury, the straightforward Arabic numerals on the dial that aid with readability at a glance. This is an explorer's Omega with an absolute powerhouse of a movement beating inside, but lacking any pretentiousness. It's not as commercial as the Aqua Terra. It's very much tied to its original purpose and heritage, and that's exactly what gives it a cult status within the Omega community. Now let's talk about these two watches. Both watches come in a 38mm case size with a thickness of 12.36mm and a lug width of 19mm. You have a dome sapphire crystal on top and now comes with a flat sapphire exhibition case back through which you can see the in-house automatic coaxial master chronometer caliber 8806 in the gray version and the caliber 8804 in the beige version. Both calibers are near identical, both in performance and decoration, with the exception that the caliber 8806 features a central seconds hand with 60 hours of power reserve, and the caliber 8804 features a small seconds hand offering 55 hours of power reserve. Both movements are meta certified, so naturally they offer 15,000 Gauss of anti-magnetism, along with a reliable accuracy of up to plus 5 seconds per day. Now, being this anti-magnetic simply means that you can leave your watch next to your iPod, next to your laptop, or even walk through airport security without your watch getting magnetized. The watches also feature 150 meters of water resistance with a screw-down crown, and Omega confirms that their meta-certified watches can go down to the stated depth rating. Most of us won't do that, especially with a non-diver, but it speaks to the engineering and capability of this watch, ensuring durability and longevity. The rhodium-plated calibers are well decorated with Geneva waves in arabesque, polished beveling on the bridges, and blackened screws, barrels, and free-sprung balance with a silicone balance spring. And I would say somehow the movement even looks better in a smaller, compact case. See, this is what I do. This is me going crazy. Now, both dials feature smoky gradient backdrops that look refreshing. We usually think of sunray or glossy dials when imagining the non-Speedmaster models. These two introduce a nice change of pace. You have the option of going with a leather strap or a 19mm 3-link bracelet with rounded links that tapers down to 17mm butterfly clasp with 2mm easy comfort adjustment. these were like an absolute dream. And while the gray one is, it's a nice looking watch, but I just filmed it and I quickly moved on to the brown one. Like it just spoke to me. To me, it's straightforward. If you want an elegant yet highly capable watch that looks killer, whether in the office or when you go out, you're more than likely to find the exact size and dial variation that suits you with the Aqua Terra. It's subtle, except this color is wild, but it's generally subtle without being boring. It has a lot more mirror polish touches, including on the case sides, which remain brushed on the Railmaster. This, along with the applied markers and the frame date window, give it a more luxurious aesthetic. But if you are an absolute Omega enthusiast like me, and you just can't shut up about the moon landing like me, and you tell anyone that listens about how Omega is not just a timekeeper for the Olympics, but they develop the cameras and the sensors and the machines that are used to track times and during the games, then the Railmaster might be for you. Now I just gotta figure out what I can sell.